Let's go.
Next is the people versus Philip Andrew Leffers. This is case number 26819FY. Ms. Dahl appears on behalf of the people. Mr. Leffers appears in the courtroom but refuses to enter the well. I do remember this from the last time we were here last week. Court had removed the attorney of record and indicated that it having a new attorney appointed. Mr. Leffers, that has not happened yet. We're still waiting for an attorney to be appointed for you, just so you're aware of that. All right.
Your Honor, is the court going to step out of conference next week?
We will. Looks like Mr. Leffers is digging some stuff here. What do you have, Mr. Leffers? Mr. Leffers, before you start, I gave you a lot of time last week, so I'm not going to give you very much time this week. So if you're planning on giving the court a history lesson in maritime law or self-governance or any of that, I'm not going to have that today, okay?
So I have to stand up for my rights. Rights forfeited by subjection, and I will not do that. Your Honor, are we on the public record?
We are.
Is this a court common law or anti law?
Mr. Leffers, I'm not doing this. I've already told you that. We're not going to go through this.
I'm in court. Take judicial notice of your office to the Michigan Constitution as read States Constitution. Let's say you, sir.
I addressed you last week about my constitution, about the oath I took. I confirmed that you had a copy of my oath. I confirmed that.
Thank you. Your Honor, moving forward, Article 3. Section Clause 2 of the United States Constitution says that when a state is a party in a case involving a citizen, that state, the Supreme Court has original jurisdiction. The state has conflict of interest. You cannot violate yourself in the state. The state cannot be a victim. Also, we have been made aware that there is some judicial bonds that may have a monetary value, which clearly gives state interest in the outcome of the case. Which once again is why Article 3, Section 2, Clause 2 of the Constitution says this. The state cannot prosecute this if it always going to rule faith of itself. Also, discovery hasn't been that because I was never given an accounting about the bond relationship, any accounting on the bid bonds. And I am not a 14th Amendment citizen. I'm a Michiganian, state national. I have correct this last status. I have spent a year doing it.
What do you mean by that? No. You tell me what you mean by that. I don't need you to look.
No, Judge, don't ask questions. You're going to get answers you don't want. You're getting responses you weren't ready for. He's probably ready for. He's probably heard all this stuff. But you're asking questions. Just open the door, my friend.
Paperwork. You said you corrected your status. So what do you mean by that?
No. You tell me what you mean by that. You need to look, no, Judge. Don't ask questions. You're going to get answers you don't want.
Jurisdiction, sir. I am not a 14th Amendment citizen.
What are you?
I'm an American state national.
And what is that?
That is a man or woman born to the state in the territories of the Confederation of the Republic that made up this wonderful place, and all the rights and freedoms that we all have that have been abrogated through policy and procedures.
So are you claiming you're a citizen of the Confederacy from after the American Revolution? And when I say the Confederacy, I mean after the American Revolution and before the U.S. Constitution.
No, sir, this predates even that.
Okay.
I am a living man that follows the Creator's law, the supreme
Oh, please start referencing the Magna Carta. I love it when they do that.
law, the law of the land, which no policy or procedure can abrogate my rights or immunities.
So then how are you relying on the Constitution to say that I don't have jurisdiction if you don't believe that you're subject to that?
Yes.
Supports it.
In the First Amendment, we are one. This is my wife, Jelaine. She's been with me for 24 wonderful years. She has had my back. She has helped me grow and understand and overstand so many wonderful things. The Constitution is set up to protect rights. And I have the right to use everything at my disposal. The Constitution is at my disposal, in addition to the supreme law of the land. So is the Bill of Rights. Not to be in dishonor.
How does the Michigan Constitution play against the U.S. Constitution?
The Michigan Constitution, as wonderful as it may be, is not a Constitution. The corruptness that went into it destroyed it. Though it may hold some lingering truth, if you change 10% of 100% of the story, you have deceived everyone that you tell that story to thereafter. And they will never be able to defend themselves properly. They will never know how to manage themselves properly. If the truth was to be told, then the decision, the rightful will choice would fall on the people. And I am one of the people. Which is why there's also another conflict of interest. The state cannot prosecute me because I am the people. So is my wife, and so are our children.
So it's your belief that the state cannot prosecute criminal laws against its citizens. But if you were a citizen of Texas and violated a Michigan law, would the court then be able, or would the state of Michigan then be able to prosecute that person?
State of Michigan. The Texas.
No, hold on. It's Mr. Leffers is the one who has.
Well, as I stated,
We are one in our
First
state.
Amendment right.
Okay. Mr. Leffers is the one who's before the court. Mr. Leffers is the one who gets to speak on the record.
That would be against my First Amendment right.
Okay, I can see how this is going to go. So, Mr. Leffers, you are not releasing any rights that you have, but we're going.
I absolutely love it when people misuse the First Amendment. I mean, a lot of people misunderstand it. No, you're not allowed to speak on behalf of somebody in court. You can't do that unless you're an attorney. Are you an attorney? I guess the judge could have asked that question, but it's not a First Amendment right to speak in court. Sorry.
To reset this then for another probable cause conference next week. And hopefully by then we will have counsel appointed for you and you can discuss your issues with your appointed attorney.
So I do not accept. Also, I am here on special.
All right, Mr. Leffers,
In the case.
Mr. Leffers, you need to stop. All right. I need you to go out to the front window where you checked in, get a copy of your next court date, because I'm not going to allow you to interrupt the business of the court. And as you can see, you're getting pretty close to that. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm not saying that you're right. I'm just saying, again, this is not the forum. That's not what we're here for today. There's a procedure to go through for motions to be filed and to be heard. And as I said, I've appointed counsel, even though that hasn't happened yet, to make sure that you are fully apprised of all the options, the way the court works, the way the laws interact with each other. And I highly encourage you to listen to that counsel, that attorney, once they're appointed. You're not the first one to have this situation before the court. You're not the first one to assert these rights. But there's a way that things work, and your grasp of it right now, I believe that you are mistaken in how the laws interact with each other and how the constitutions interact with each other, how jurisdiction works. So once again, I'm going to ask you to go out to the front window where you checked in. I understand you're not waiving any of your rights, but I'm going to ask you to go to the front window where you checked in and get your next court date, and then we will have, again, we will continue working on getting counsel appointed for you.
Judge asked. No, go.
And that's it. That's it. We get a part 3. Yeah. I can't wait for next week. All right. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Again, go watch part 1 if you haven't. I know Cam and I stopped a lot to discuss it. Cam's a sovereign citizen, and I had him on panel to discuss this case. And yeah, it was interesting. It was fun, but it was interesting. But yeah, go check that out. But like I said, we paused it a lot. So I know part 1 was on, at least it was on OSG. I know he had it. So if you want no interruptions, go check it out, part 1 on his channel. And he's probably going to release this one either while I'm uploading or shortly after. He's a lot faster than me. Anyways, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button on your way out if you have not done so already. Also, like, comment, subscribe. I already said like, hype, not like, hype it. Well, yeah, and like, all right, I'm just going to let it go. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
What we just witnessed is a perfect example of how courtroom arguments can fall apart when they're built on misunderstood legal theories. The defendant believed he could step outside the system by redefining his status, but the court made it clear. The law doesn't work that way. Judges aren't there to debate philosophy. They enforce procedure, structure, and established law. And when someone refuses to follow that framework, the outcome is almost always the same. So here's the real question. Was this a genuine belief in his rights, or a strategy doomed to fail from the very beginning?